everyone, it's Barb here. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making homemade yogurt. Yummy homemade yogurt. This recipe is so easy to make. There are many options, so you can change it and make it the way you like it. So let's get started. The ingredients and utensils we'll need today. You'll need a pot, of course, to heat your milk up with, and I use a metal whisk. If you use a whisk, make sure it's metal or plastic. We will need a thermometer to check the temperature of our milk, a cup measure, tablespoon measure. I use a heating utensil, tray warmer, a plate warmer, and this keeps my yogurt at the optimum temperature for good culturing. All right, and the ingredients that we're going to need are as follows. We will need milk. You can make your yogurt from 1%, 2%, even skim milk. Today I'm using homogenized, and that is 2 liters. You also need a culture. This is Balkan style yogurt, all natural. There's no gelatin in here. When you purchase your yogurt, be sure to read the ingredients. The ingredients on this one is, the ingredients are skim milk, cream, active bacterial cultures. This is perfect for making your homemade yogurt. Read the ingredients. If there's guar, carrageenan, any thickening agents at all, you don't want to use that yogurt. It must be a plain, all-natural yogurt. Today I'm making a sweetened variety of the yogurt. You don't have to. So you need a cup of sugar, and I'll be flavoring mine with pure vanilla extract and pure lemon extract. I love that kick of the lemon. You'll also need a towel. And this is to keep your yogurt nice and cozy warm while it's getting ready. All right, let's get started. The first step to making the yogurt is to heat the milk. There's my 2 liters of homogenized milk. As I say, you can use any milk you want in this. So let's get this in the pot, and we'll turn the stove on. You will need to stir it frequently until it reaches the temperature, 185 degrees. That's where we're headed. So there's all of our homogenized milk. I'm going to add to this 1.5 cups of skim milk powder. This is the skim milk powder here. The reason I'm adding the skim milk powder is to add more protein to my yogurt and to make it thick. I love thick yogurt. If you do not like thick yogurt, then omit the powdered milk. So in goes my powdered milk. Let's get the stove turned on. That's a good idea. And whisk this together. Okay, I'll bring that up to 185 degrees and I shall return. While the milk is heating up, I just realized I failed to mention to you, you will need some containers to put your yogurt in. I'm using a Tupperware type container. You can use margarine containers, old yogurt containers, anything, glass jars, anything that you want. You can make individual or one big whole one. The other thing I'd like to mention while making yogurt, do not use wooden utensils. Wooden utensils tend to harbor bacteria in them, and the last thing we want to do is introduce a bacteria into our yogurt culture. You'll know if that ever happens. All right, while our milk is heating on the stove, I'm going to grab some of this yogurt, and you can use half a cup. I like to pull some yogurt out and let it start to warm up. Give that a little stir. And leave it sit on the counter while our milk is heating up. Okay, I'll be right back. So it's time to check the temperature of the milk. Getting a little frothy, which is good. The reason we're heating it to 185 is to kill off any bacteria that we don't want growing in our finished product. Now we're getting up there. Now it's just going to hit 150. So I'll keep stirring this and heating it, and I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, the milk is quite frothy. Check the temperature again. I believe it should be there. Oh yes, it's gone to almost 190. So we're going to turn the stove down to minimum, and I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. I'm going to let it sit. Once the heat's come down a bit, you don't have to stir it anymore. But I just want to maintain that temperature at 185 for 10 minutes. The only time I've had a fail on my yogurt was when I took it to 185 and immediately plunged it into cold water. So there must have been bacteria in here. Today, that's not going to happen. So we'll let that sit for 10 minutes, and then we'll plunge it into cold water. The milk has been sitting for 10 minutes at the high temperature. You can see it's still very hot. We're now going to put it in a sink of cold water. We want to bring the temperature down to 110 to 115 degrees. That, of course, is all in Fahrenheit. So while this is cooling, I'm now going to add my 1 cup of sugar. Let it dissolve. Makes a lot of yogurt, so that's not a horrible amount of sugar. I'm still getting my probiotics. Stir that in till it's dissolved. The yogurt won't be added until the temperature is down. From here on out, we're going to treat our mix with the yogurt in it like you would a baby. Keep it nice and comfortable. You don't want it too hot, you don't want it too cold. So let's check the temperature of this. It won't take long to bring the temperature down. I'd say about 10 minutes. It's still way above. So I'll leave that, and I'll be back when the temperature's down to 110. The temperature of the milk is sitting at about 113, which is good. The next thing we're going to add is the yogurt. This is perfect temperature for the yogurt. The culture will grow and give us a nice thick homemade yogurt. Stir that in, not too vigorously. grab a spatula so I can get all of the yogurt out of the bowl. To this I'm going to add my flavoring. I like to use, and everybody's different, so try what you like. Try this, see if you like it. I add a tablespoon of pure vanilla extract. I add 3/4 of a tablespoon of lemon, or you can go a full. Stir that in. And we're ready to pour our yogurt. Now I'm using these two containers. I'll just equally pour it into both. Now the secret is to keep the yogurt at an agreeable temperature. 110 degrees is optimal. As I mentioned before, I like to use the plate warmer. The plate warmer on minimum will keep this at an optimal temperature. So let's get this on. Helps if you plug it in. I keep this at a minimum temperature. Put the yogurt on. And now we're going to put it to bed. Nice blanket, covered up, and that will sit for 6 hours. The longer you let it sit culturing, the thicker it gets and the more tangy it gets. I find 6 hours is ideal. So we will come back in 6 hours and see how it turned out. Well, that's been a short 6 hours. I thought I would have a look at the yogurt, see how it's coming along, see if it's thickened up. It's actually been 5.5 hours since we made it. So let's take a peek. Nice and cozy warm. The yogurt, when I tip it, it's showing me it's quite thick. So I think we'll call this done. I'm going to stick this in the fridge. Let's have a look at the what it looks like inside. Yummy. Yummy. So let's stick this in the fridge and we'll do a taste test on this tomorrow morning. See you in a few. Hi everyone. So the yogurt sat in the fridge for a couple of hours. It's we could give it a try now. The ground unveiling. It looks delicious, nice and thick, and I'm sure it tastes very good. We'll dish this up. And just like Balkan yogurt, it smells delicious. Now my favorite way of eating yogurt is with some toasted almonds on top. And a sprinkling of cinnamon. Have fun with this recipe. You can spice it. Raisins, fresh fruit, even cocoa is delicious. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed the video. until next time, thank you for watching. That's good.